this month. And if time permits, we're going to attend to some past questions also. So before we go on to what we have for today, can you remind us what we talked about in our last class yesterday? Who wants to remind us about what we talked about in our last class yesterday? Anybody? Anybody wants to give it a trial?
I did not start early, so I could not
Okay. You've not
do
been
the
able
topic.
to you've not been able to go through the uploaded lesson.
No ma, I don't know where I can do it.
That will be on your dashboard. You have a dashboard, right, Efosa?
At my Gmail.
Okay, all right, that's fine. About me, can you remind us what we talked about in our last class yesterday? About me, can you hear me? Can you hear us? Are you here with us? Okay, I guess about me is not here with us. Okay, Golden, were you in yesterday's class? Okay, I'm guessing Golden and Obawumi are not here with us fully yet. All right, so Efosa, yesterday we talked about nutrition, and under nutrition,
You taught plant nutrition.
oh, thank you, Golden. We talked about nutrition. Yes, we talked about nutrition. Under nutrition, what did we talk about? Please and please and please, if you're in a place where you cannot speak freely, you can make use of the chat box. Just drop a message, okay? So Golden said we talked about nutrition, and Golden is right. Yesterday we talked about nutrition. So what part of nutrition did we talk about exactly? What subtopic did we treat under nutrition exactly? Golden, can you remind us? Golden, can you remind us what topic we discussed under nutrition? Or should I say the things that we discussed under nutrition? Can you give it a trial? Yes, about me, I'm listening. I can hear you.
Nutrients and macronutrients.
Okay, we talked about the types of nutrients. We talked about micronutrient and macronutrient. Okay, so when we say macronutrient, what are macronutrients? What are macronutrients and what are micronutrients? What is the definition of micronutrients and what is the definition of macronutrients? About me, can you give it a trial?
Micronutrients are those small yes, while macro are those big ones.
When you say small and big ones, what exactly does it mean? Big in size, large in size? You need to explain better. You need to explain better. Excuse me.
No nutrients.
Like they are minor.
Yes, about me, they are required in large quantity, while micro are required in small, little quantity. And I said micronutrient can also be called trace nutrients or minor nutrients. So can you give us examples of micronutrient and examples of macronutrients? Anyone wants to give that a trial? Examples of micronutrient and examples of macronutrients.
Example of macronutrients are phosphorus.
Go on about me, I'm listening.
Phosphorus and nitrogen.
Yes, phosphorus and nitrogen. Okay, that's correct. How about micronutrients? Micronutrient. What are some examples of micronutrients? Golden, examples of micronutrients. Golden and Abawumi. Examples of micronutrients.
Iron. Iron.
Micronutrient, the one needed in little quantity. What are examples?
Manganese.
Manganese, yes.
Iron.
Iron, okay, thank you for that. Okay, so we yesterday we talked about types of nutrient, micro and macronutrients. What other subtopic did we talk about yesterday? What other subtopic did we discuss yesterday?
We talk about animal nutrition.
We talked about types of nutrition. Then under it, we talked about plant nutrition and animal nutrition. So what are the types of nutrition that we talked about? Anyone? Types of nutrition. Who wants to give it a trial? Plant nutrition is called what? What is the name that plant nutrition is called? What name do we call plant nutrition? Anyone? Okay, the name for plant nutrition is autotrophic nutrition. Autotrophic nutrition. And what did we say? What did I say autotrophic nutrition mean? What is the meaning of autotrophic nutrition? Obaomi and Golden, can you give that a trial?
Organisms that manufacture their own food.
Yes, they are able to manufacture their own food. And they do that in two ways, either through photosynthesis or chemosynthesis. Okay, animal nutrition is called what? If plant nutrition is called autotrophic nutrition, what is animal nutrition called?
Heterotrophic nutrition.
Thank you, heterotrophic nutrition. And what is the meaning of heterotrophic nutrition? What is the meaning of heterotrophic nutrition? Anyone wants to try the meaning of heterotrophic nutrition?
This is the process by which animals eat.
What? The process by which animals do what? I didn't get you going. Can you repeat the last statement? Golden, are you there?
These are animals that feed directly or indirectly from plants.
No, these are organisms that depend on other organisms for food. You know, we said autotrophic nutrition. They manufacture their own food, right? Right? Please unmute your mic. This is an interactive session right now. Unless you are in a place that is quite noisy, I think you should unmute your mic so we can interact. You know, we are discussing about what we did yesterday. We are refreshing our memory on what we did yesterday before we move on to what we have for today. So, you know, yesterday we said autotrophic nutrition. Today, while we are revising, you guys said autotrophic nutrition, they are organisms that are able to manufacture their own food. And you specifically said plants belong here. So heterotrophic nutrition, these organisms cannot manufacture their own food on their own. Instead, they depend on other organisms for food. So the other organisms they depend on for food might be plants or other animals. So we go further to even classify them into carnivorous animals. We went further to divide them into carnivores, omnivores, and herbivores. What are herbivores? These ones are animals that feed on plants. They are called herbivores. They only feed on plants. Example, that's where we have our cattle, our sheep, our goats. Then we have carnivores. This one feed on other animals. For example, the lion feeds on other animals. The wolf, they feed on other animals. Are you following? And then the omnivores, they feed on both plants
Yes,
and
ma'am.
animals. So they are called omnivorous animal because they are in between. They can feed on plants and they can feed on other animals. Example, a perfect example is we human beings. Human beings eat plants, we call it vegetables. We feed on animals also. You eat meat, different kind of meat, pork meat, goat meat. You eat fish, which are other living things also. All right, so we went for that to classify types of heterotrophic nutrition. We said some are holozoic feeders, some are parasitic feeders, some are saprophytic feeders, and some are symbiotic or mutualistic feeders. So who can tell us about parasitic feeders? Parasitic feeders. You're welcome back, about me. Who can tell us about parasitic feeders? Anyone? Oh, I was saying you're welcome back, about me. I was telling you you're welcome back. So about me, where we are on. I said under heterotrophic nutrition that we have other types of heterotrophic nutrition under it. I said we have holozoic feeders, parasitic feeders, saprophytic feeders, and symbiotic or mutualistic feeders. So I was asking for the meaning of parasitic feeders. Parasite. I was asking for the definition of parasitic nutrition. So Gordon and about me, can you give it a trial?
Parasitic nutrition are organisms that feed on another organism, thereby harming the host.
Yes. These are parasitic organisms, they feed on other organisms. That organism they are feeding on is called the host, and they are harming the organism. Okay. How about symbiotic feeders? Symbiotic or mutualistic feeders. What happens with that, with those ones? I even used the term specifically to describe symbiotic or mutualistic feeders yesterday. Who can remind us what that is? Golden and about me. Please give it a trial. Golden and about me, are you there? If you can hear me, give us thumbs up. Okay, about me can hear us. So about me, can you? Okay, first can hear me. I'm waiting for Golden. I guess Golden can hear me clearly. So about me, can you tell us the meaning of mutualistic feeders or symbiotic feeders? I used the term yesterday to describe them. Can you remember? Can you remember? Okay. The term I used yesterday to describe symbiotic feeders, I used the term you scratch my back, I scratch your back. I benefit from you, you also benefit from me. Mutualistic or symbiotic feeders are two organisms that are together in an association whereby both are gaining. Unlike parasitic nutrition feeders, where it is the parasite that is gaining, the host is not gaining. In symbiotic, the host is gaining and the symbiote is also gaining. And I gave an example. I said the egrets and the bush cattles. The egret, Efosa, your camera is on, you can turn it off. So I gave that example. All right, so do you have any question based on what we did in our last class? Any question based on what we did yesterday? About me, Golden, do you have any question? And Efosa, so far with what you've heard, do you have any question on what we did yesterday under nutrition? If you don't have questions on the topic, give the thumbs down. Okay, Obama doesn't have question. Golden, do you have any question? Give the thumbs down. Okay. Efosa, so far with what you've learned today from yesterday's topic, do you have question, Efosa? Give a thumbs down if you don't have question and thumbs up if you have a question. Okay, I guess Efosa cannot hear me. All right then. So today we're going to be talking about cellular respiration. That is our last topic for this May session. We'll be talking about cellular respiration. And talking about cellular respiration, what does it mean? From the word cellular, you know it means cell. Respiration, you know it means to respire. You know we talked about respiratory system in the April boot camp. If you can still remember, about with me, you attended almost all of the classes in the April boot camp. So I want to believe you can still remember that we talked about the respiratory system, we talked about the meaning of respiration and respiratory system, and the organs involved in respiration, and the types of respiratory system in human beings, in mammals, and in other vertebrates. So talking about cellular respiration, what does it mean? It is defined as a set of metabolic reaction and process that takes place in the cell of living organism. And what does it do? It converts chemical energy from the food that we've eaten and also oxygen molecules into ATP, which is the energy currency of the cell. So if you find any question, I've seen that question quite a few times in past questions, but I can't remember if it's JAM series or YX series, where they ask the question, what is the energy currency of the cell? The energy currency of the cell is ATP. And what is ATP? ATP means adenosine triphosphate. That is the meaning of ATP. Now, where does cellular respiration occur? In this month's session, we talked about cell structure, and cell function. And one of the cell structure that we talked about the mitochondria. Who can remind us the meaning of the function of a mitochondria? Can anyone remind us the function of a mitochondria? Anyone wants to remind us, Efosa, Golden, about me, what is the function of mitochondria? We've talked about that this month. Anyone? Anyone? Okay, I'm guessing no one. Okay, let me refresh our memory. Now, the mitochondria as part of the cell structure, what function does it perform? It is the site for cellular respiration. So it is responsible for energy production. It produces energy. And this energy is in the form of ATP, adenosine triphosphate. So when we say where does cellular respiration occur? Cellular respiration occurs in the mitochondria. And why do we call it cellular respiration? It occurs in the presence of oxygen. Now, there are some reactions that are involved in cellular respiration. Some reactions are involved there. And these reactions are three. We have catabolism, we have anabolism, and we have metabolism. From the word catabolism, catalyze, what does it mean? It involves the breakdown of materials, and it will also involve the release of energy. So we can say that catabolism means breaking down, a destructive metabolism that involves breaking down of materials, and it involves with the release of energy. You can also refer to it as the breakdown of complex molecules to form simpler molecules. For example, glycolysis. In the process of glycolysis, glycogen is broken down. You know, for glycolysis, glycolysis. Lysis means to break down. Once you see something that ends with lysis, plasmolysis, hemolysis, it means to break down. It is breaking down. That is the meaning when it ends with lysis. Then the second reaction involved in cellular respiration, we have anabolism. Anabolism means building up. You can just refer to it as building up. So we can say it is a constructive metabolism that involves the building up of complex molecules, of course, from simpler molecules. And it requires energy. Example, photosynthesis that occurs in plants and growth of bones. Now, I've mentioned metabolism twice. I've mentioned metabolism. I said catabolism is a destructive metabolism, anabolism is a constructive metabolism. Now, the word metabolism itself, what does it mean? It's a chemical process that occurs within a living organism and it helps living organisms to maintain life. And the process of metabolism involves breaking down and building up of molecules. For example, we have the reaction of photosynthesis. We have the reaction of photosynthesis. Now, when I was explaining, when I was talking about the mitochondria, I said the mitochondria is a place where cellular respiration occurs. And I said it occurs in the presence of oxygen because the mitochondria needs oxygen to be able to perform cellular respiration, which takes us to the types of cellular respiration. There are two types of cellular respiration. If you are following, please drop a thumbs up. Drop an emoji if you're following. Golden and about me. Please drop an emoji if you're following. Okay, Golden is following. About me, are you there? Or is it just Golden that is with me right now? Obaumi, are you there? Okay, thank you, Obaumi, for that. Let's go on. So the types of cellular respiration, I said there are two types of cellular respiration. We have aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. The aerobic respiration is the respiration that occurs in the presence of oxygen. Aerobic from the word air. So this is a respiration that occurs in the presence of oxygen. So it needs oxygen for it to be able to occur. And it generates a lot of ATP, a lot of energy. Remember I said ATP means adenosine triphosphate. Then we have the anaerobic respiration, which is the respiration that occurs in the absence of oxygen. And this type of respiration is used by most microorganisms, especially bacteria, to get energy. Then we have the process of anaerobic respiration. But before we talk about the process of aerobic respiration, let's talk about the process of, yeah, welcome back, Mefosa. Let's talk about the process of anaerobic respiration in plants and animals. In anaerobic respiration, and in plants, it is also called alcoholic fermentation. Pyruvate is converted to ethanol, which is the end product. While in animals, the pyruvate is converted to lactate, which causes muscle fatigue. Now, I don't know if you've ever heard about muscle pull. You've heard people talk about muscle pull, muscle pull, muscle pull. Maybe somebody is running, somebody who has not run in over a year decides to run after betting with a classmate, or maybe somebody who hasn't played football in a long time just decided that today I want to play football, or carry ball and start playing football. No warm up, nothing. That person will definitely suffer from muscle pull. It's called muscle fatigue because the muscle is no longer used to doing all those kind of heavy duty work. Now, what causes that muscle pull? It is because a substance called lactic acid or lactate is building up in the person's muscle. So that will result in the muscle pull. Now, we have some processes that are involved in aerobic respiration. We have processes like glycolysis. We have processes like decarboxylation. We have processes like the Krebs cycle, which is also called the citric acid cycle. So I'm just going to brush through this because for your level, you don't really need it. However, I would still like you to have information on it so that when you get to tertiary institution, they won't be asking you that, have you heard about this? And you'll be saying no. So glycolysis. Glycolysis is the first step that is involved in glucose. It is the first step in which glucose molecules is phosphorylated. That is addition of phosphorus. And the glucose is broken down into pyruvate, hydrogen ions, and ATP, which produces energy. Remember I said aerobic respiration produces energy, and that energy is ATP, which is the energy currency of the cell. Then we have decarboxylation, which is the oxidative decarboxylation of pyruvate to a substance called acetyl-CoA. In food, it is called acetyl coenzyme A. Then we have the Krebs cycle, which I also said is also called the citric acid cycle, which is a series of cyclic chemical reaction. Why do we call it cyclic chemical reaction? As one cycle is ending, another cycle begins almost immediately, not waiting for anything or anyone. And it also occurs through the oxidation of the substance called acetyl coenzyme A, acetyl-CoA. Now, what are the roles of enzymes in cellular respiration? Enzymes, obviously, when you ask what's the definition of enzyme, enzymes are substances that can speed up a reaction. But in the process of cellular respiration, what is the role of enzymes? It speeds up metabolic reaction, and it also catalyzes a biological reaction. It helps to speed up reaction. It's just like a catalyst. Have you heard about catalyst before? If you've heard about catalyst before, give me you just drop an emoji. Drop an emoji if you've heard about catalysts. What catalyst? You should have heard about catalysts in your chemistry or something. Catalysts. About me, Golden and Efosa. Okay, Golden has heard about catalysts before. About me and Efosa, you've not heard about catalysts before? About me and Efosa, are you with us? Okay.
I have heard of catalyst.
Oh, okay. That's great.
It
That's great.
helps speed up reactions or slow reactions.
Yes, it can speed up a reaction or slow down a reaction. That is what it's all about. Okay, do you have any questions? Do you have any questions? Before we go to the past question, I'm trying to look for the past question that I have. Okay, I found it. Okay, do you have any question? Any question on this topic that we've done, cellular respiration? Goldin about me, Afusa, do you have any question? Okay, I guess you don't have questions. So let me ask questions before we move to the okay, about doesn't have question. I can see. I thought okay, Afusa doesn't have questions. Goldin, are you there? Do you have questions? Does Goldin have a question? Okay, let me mark the attendance. We have Goldin, Obama, and Afusa in class. Give me a moment. Let me mark the attendance before we move to the question and answer. Afusa, your name is Archibald Praise, right?
Yes, ma.
Okay. 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 Give me a moment. I'm still working on the attendance before we move to the question and answer session. Okay, we got it done. Okay. All right. So unmute your mics, please. Please unmute your mics. Goldin, about me, Afusa, please unmute your mic. About me and Goldin, please unmute your mic. Let's go on to the question and answer session. Okay, I'm going to start sharing my screen now too, so you can see. Okay. All right, can you see my screen? If you can see my screen, give a thumbs up. Okay, hold on. It's still loading. It's loading. Okay, if you can see my screen, please give a thumbs up. Golden, about me and the Fosa, if you can see my screen, give a thumbs up. Okay, Golden can see my screen. About me and the Fosa, can you see the screen? Okay, about me, can you see the screen? Okay, I guess about me is not with us right now. Okay. All right, before we go on to what we have on the screen, who can tell us the full meaning of ATP? The full meaning of ATP. What is the full meaning of ATP? Anyone wants to tell us the full meaning of ATP? Anyone wants to tell us the full meaning of ATP? Go to that about our Nefosa, so you can unmute your mic. Full meaning of ATP? Anyone? We cannot speak freely where you are. You can drop a message in the chat box to the question as answers to the question. What is the full meaning of ATP? Anybody? Golden and Efosa, what's the full meaning of ATP? Golden and Efosa, can you hear me?
Yes, ma. Adenosine trisulfate.
Adenosine triphosphate. Okay. How many where does cellular respiration take place? Where does cellular respiration take place in the cell? Anyone? Where does cellular respiration take place in the cell?
Mitochondria.
Mitochondria, thank you. So I said that there are 3 reactions involved in cellular respiration. Who can tell us one of those 3 reactions?
Mitochondria.
What? What did you say? I didn't hear you. Please come again. I said there are 3 reactions involved in cellular respiration. So I'm asking who can tell us one of those reactions. Anybody? Anyone give it a trial? Goldie, Nefusa, Obawumi, please give it a trial. Can you remember? Okay, I said there are 3. We have catabolism, anabolism, and we have metabolism. And I said catabolism is a destructive one because it involves breaking down, while anabolism is a constructive one because it is a constructive metabolism because it involves building up. Okay, and what is aerobic respiration? Aerobic respiration. What is aerobic respiration? Obawumi, Golden, and Efosa, what is aerobic respiration? Can you hear me? If you can hear me, please drop an emoji. Okay, I have just Efosa left in class. Efosa, can you hear me? Efosa, if you can hear me, drop a thumbs up or something. Just drop an emoji. Efosa, are you there?
Yes, ma. I can hear you, ma.
Oh, okay, thank you. So I was asking that aerobic respiration. What is the meaning of aerobic respiration?
It's the respiration that uses glucose and oxygen to break down.
It occurs in the just say it occurs in the presence of oxygen, while anaerobic respiration occurs in the absence of oxygen. Okay, our time is fast spent, so we might not be able to revisit what we've done so far um, this month. So let's just go through these past questions. This past question covers what we've done so far. I believe you can see my screen. About me and the
Yes,
first
ma.
I my screen. Okay, that's great. Please unmute your mic so that you can answer the questions. They are objective questions. Question 1. Which of the following best describes the function of ribosomes in a cell? A. Protein synthesis. B. Energy production. C. Cellular respiration. D. Transport of nutrients. What is the answer? Functions of ribosome. What is the function of ribosomes in a cell? Anyone? About me and a Fosa.
Ma, please put the options again.
Which of the following best describe the function of ribosomes in a cell? A. Protein synthesis. You can see the screen, right?
It's small.
Okay. Are you using your phone or a laptop?
A phone.
Oh, okay. Let me read out the questions again then. Which of the following best describes the functions of ribosome in a cell? A. Protein synthesis. B. Energy production. C. Cellular respiration. D. Transport of nutrients.
Protein synthesis.
Okay, that's correct. Question 2. How many chromosomes are present in a typical human male somatic cell? How many chromosomes are present in a typical human male somatic cell? A.
Ma, does
40.
it have option?
Yes, A. 40. B. 46. C. 26. D. 23.
23.
Who proposed the theory of use and disuse? Will I repeat the question?
Yes, ma'am.
Who proposed the theory of use and disuse? A. Gregor Mendel. B. Jean Lamarck. C. Charles Darwin. D. Louis Pasteur. The theory of use and disuse was proposed by who? A. Gregor Mendel. B. Jean Lamarck. C. Charles Darwin. D. Louis Pasteur.
Jean Lamarck, I guess.
Okay. Question 4. Which of the following is a physiological variation? Which of the following is a physiological variation? A. We have body shape. B. We have size. C. We have tongue rolling. D. We have fingerprints. Which of the following is a physiological variation? A. Body shape. B. Size. C. Tongue rolling. D. Fingerprints.
Size.
What did you say?
Size.
What did you say? I didn't hear you. What?
Size.
Body shape and size are things that we can see physically. So they are morphological variation. They are morphological variation. Golden, you're welcome back to class. You're welcome back to class, Golden. Okay. Question 5. Which of the following is involved in the transportation of substances in plants? The xylem, the phloem, A, xylem, B, phloem, C, both A and B, D, neither A nor B. Which of the following is involved in the transportation of substances in plants? A, xylem, B, phloem, C, both A and B, D, neither A nor B. What is
I
the
think
answer?
xylem.
Xylem is involved in transportation in plants and also phloem. One is involved in water transport, while the other is involved in transportation of nutrients. So the answer is both A and B. Both A and B, xylem and phloem, are involved in the transportation of substances in plants. Do you get me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The next questions. How do insects respire? How do insects respire? Option A, Malpighian tubules. Option B, long books. Option C, Gills. Option D, trachea.
Mammalian tubule.
Okay. Which of the following is an example of a reflex action? Which of the following is an example of a reflex action? A, sneezing. B, dancing. C, walking. D, crying.
A.
Sneezing.
Okay. The presence of which enzyme in the saliva initiates carbohydrate digestion? Which enzyme in the saliva initiates carbohydrate digestion? We have trypsin. A, trypsin. B, pepsin. C, amylase. D, lipase.
Amylase.
Amylase, salivary amylase. That's correct. Which part of the brain controls involuntary actions such as heartbeat and breathing? Which of the part of the brain controls involuntary action such as heartbeat and breathing? We have A, cerebrum. B, cerebellum. C, medulla oblongata. D, thalamus. Yes. Should I repeat the question again? About me and Efosa, should I repeat the question again? About me and Efosa, are you with me? About me and Efosa, if you are with me, drop an emoji. About me and Efosa, if you are with me, drop an emoji. Okay, Efosa is with us. About me, are you with us? Okay, let me go over the question again, Efosa. Which part of the brain controls involuntary actions such as heartbeat and breathing? A, cerebrum. B, cerebellum. C, medulla oblongata. D, thalamus. What's the right option? What's the correct answer? Are you guys here with me?
Cerebrum.
No, it is the medulla oblongata. We didn't talk about the brain, the central nervous system. Ouch. Okay, let me pick out. I'll be careful in picking out questions that we've done. I prepared everything thinking. Okay. Number 12. Which of the following is an excretory organ in insects? Which of the following is an excretory organ in insects? A, flame cells. B, nephridia. C, Malpighian tubule. D, Greenland. What is the excretory organs found in insects? Is it flame cell? Is it nephridia or Malpighian tubule or Greenland? Which one is it?
Nephridia.
No, it's Malpighian tubule.
I was confused.
Okay, we've talked about digestive system, so you should be able to answer question 13. What is the main function of the large intestine in humans? What is the main function of the large intestine in humans? A, digestion of protein. B, absorption of water. C, storage of bile. D, breakdown of fat. Let me take the question again. What is the main function of the large intestine in humans? A, digestion of protein. B, absorption of water. C, storage of bile. D, breakdown of fat. What's the function of large intestine in human beings?
Absorption of water.
Absorption of water. Thank you. Our time is fast spent. It's 7:59. And I'm guessing you might be having another class. So let us stop here. Okay, so this is our last class for biology for this month. So that is all that we have. So I'm going to encourage you to scout for past questions, treat past questions, get answers, be friends with your books, okay? So Efosa
Yes,
and
ma'am.
Obawumi, I wish you the best. I wish you the best in your examinations and everything, okay? I hope you are able to put to good use everything that we've learned so far, both in our boot camp last month in April and this month's boot camp, okay? So
Yes, ma'am.
make sure you keep up with reading your books, okay? I wish you the
Yes,
best
ma'am.
with your biology exams, either in your school or in JAMB or in your O level. So I hope to
Amen.
see you in the future in a better place, in a beautiful place, and in a great place. Okay. So it's nice meeting
Amen.
you all once again. Have a great
Thank
time.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
ẹ kú iṣẹ́
Yeah.
wọ́n fẹ́ ṣe wáyẹ́ẹ̀kì ni
Yeah.
wọ́n máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ wáyẹ́ẹ̀kì next month.